Have you unmuted us?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 313 of the Red Force podcast. My name is Tolado. Join me today, Christian Tolado.
Hello. Apparently people could hear me through the intro. You didn't mute me.
I did. We are muted. Over
Alright.
here.
Why did you tell me that there's too much light on my face? Why did you tell me that? Why did you tell
Usually
me
look like
earlier?
that.
What? White as a ghost.
Yeah.
White.
White.
Alright.
Very white. What's going on, bro?
Yeah. What's going on? Twitter is on fire.
It is the break week, as expected.
Twitter's on fire. A little animation studio called Toei decided to drop an episode
Right.
where Baby Mihawk does some crazy shit. And of course it was already going on, but then this added flame to the fire.
Right. Craziness, Christian.
Yeah, look, I think the Zoro Sanji debate is over. Right?
Right.
It's over. So everyone has now moved on to the Mihawk Shanks agenda. Alright? That's what I think's happened.
I've been trying to fight it for days. I've just turned into meme-edom at this point. There's no logic, Christian. So you might as well just meme. As I said before on Twitter, they said ZKK would happen.
It didn't.
And now they're saying Mihawk top 1 all time. 2 generational L's will be for the Zoro fans. It's sad.
CKK Mihawk top 1 all
Now,
time.
Christian, I usually start with a little story.
Okay.
This time,
I mean, not really, but okay.
usually talk about Morge's stream, Christian. That happened.
Oh,
today.
Morge's stream! What happens to Morge's stream, man?
Notice this little trend. Christian drinking his bowl of water, Mount Franklin. Into the mic. Unhearable though, so it's alright. Anyway,
I'm drinking it very quietly.
Morge talking about stream, he blah blah blah. He goes, oh, the only reason why I don't see Shanks being like top 1 or whatever is because I don't see him in the final arc. He's more of a stepping stone, second last arc kind of guy. He's more of a pirate man. And then I say, Morge, he's clearly linked to Joy Boy and holding Roger's mission. And then
What do you say to that?
Then he started to stumble. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. See, Christian, outdated. I said to him first, outdated ideas. He goes, oh, what does that mean? And I explained it to him. You have to update.
You have to update the theories.
Update your ideas. No, Shanks will not Davy back fight Luffy and Elbaf. It's obvious as fuck that he is connected to the Joy Boy prophecy from Roger when he read the poneglyphs at Raftel. That's obvious as the day's long. Christian doesn't like it, but it's obvious at this point.
Eric, I want to know why he reacted that way in chapter 1 if he knew.
Maybe it was
He didn't say shit.
Maybe it was for Ace, Christian. Who knows?
He didn't say shit. It's a little too convenient.
It is what it is at this point. As we can see,
Okay.
Christian, every flashback will relate to Nika. Every plot point will relate to Nika as we move forward. I'm sure you're aware.
Eric, I believe that a certain man called Underworld Pappy is live right now playing Mario Kart.
That is true.
Eric, I do have a treat for the viewers this week.
Okay.
Very rarely I will do a Doriki calculation. Alright? And we know Brago loves these Doriki calculations.
Okay.
Alright?
Christian has calculated the Doriki.
We have calculated Doriki.
Assuming on Bonny. Is that what we're doing?
On Bonny and the CP8 agent, and we're gonna do the Doriki calculations.
Okay.
Alright? The classic. And it's a pastime of mine to do the Doriki calculations.
Right.
Alright? I so badly want another hint so we can calculate more Doriki and we can get to some absurd numbers and really, eventually calculate Shanks' Doriki at some point.
So, is it your contention that you can calculate a Gear 3 hit off Doriki? But you could always kind of do that with Rob Lucci, but I guess it's a one-shot, so maybe it's more appropriate. Anyway, we'll talk about Bonnie and the Nika fruit and her fruit and all the connections out in the chapter, Christian. We did have a chapter this week, believe it or not. I know
do.
Twitter's moved on to you screaming at each other, but
It has moved on to have all-out warfare.
I believe we have one chapter this year left.
One chapter left. Is it the end of the flashback? We'll find out. Let's move into the chapter 1101 to Bonny.
Christian, a thirsty boy.
It's very hot today. It's Australian summer.
Christian, it was cold yesterday, hot, and then there's a storm tomorrow. So
Can't keep track of it, man. Can't keep track of it. But Eric, chapter 1101 to Bonny. Vegapunk color page, official colors. We can see them. What do you think about these
maybe
official
a
colors?
lot of blondes. I'm not sure if I was expecting that many blondes,
Okay.
but not bad. I'm not mad at it.
We move into the chapter, Eric. First thing we see, Kuma sees Luffy training in the forest. Right?
Right.
He has tamed all these animals and they're under his control.
Just like Roscoe.
Just like Roscoe. Kuma remembers Dragon, Eric. The dragon he knows from Gold Kingdom very well. He noticed that he used to travel there to a very remote village.
A certain village.
To watch a certain boy.
Right.
Dragon tells Kuma that a child is a vulnerability to a parent and he better stop. Right?
A little bit of characterization for Dragon. We like to see it.
So Dragon has been sneaking away
Just
to
looking
observe
at
Luffy.
Just looking at Luffy.
Just looking.
Now,
So-
last week we kind of speculated about how this plot point was very interesting, Christian. What it could lead to, what it means. Oda kind of was like, nah. Kuma figured it out. Nothing. No big deal.
Yeah, no big deal here.
Now, potentially he figured out that Luffy is Joy Boy because of his Gongam axe. Maybe he put two and two together, but up in the air.
Very much so up in the air. So Kuma remembers Dragon. Dragon was watching Luffy, Eric. So there you go. Dragon, is he avoiding the deadbeat father allegations?
Once, twice, maybe he looked at Luffy. How many times is he in the Gold Kingdom?
Who knows, Eric? Apparently he's there all the time. Alright, he's there delivering packages to Zora's village.
Right.
He needs people a lot. Alright? So Luffy notices Kuma, but then he vanishes. So there you go, Eric. Luffy had that observation haki.
It's like an ominous presence.
He felt that presence of Kuma. Alright? So, Kuma does some more travels to more islands, and writes to Bonny. Bonny, upset that she isn't getting any letters from Kuma. Alpha, the CP8 agent, is ripping them up, filtering that mail, Eric. Bonny keeps trading with, Goy Goy. Is it Goy Goy? Goy.
I don't know what the purpose is of Alifa just ripping these letters up, just to be
Malice.
These
Villain. Make her forget about Kuma. You know. She keeps on trading with her right-hand man. How do you pronounce his name, Eric?
I got no fucking idea, man.
GYO. I guess it's like...
Gaio,
I guess it's Gio? Gaio,
maybe?
Yeah. Bonny is using that distorted future Kuma mode, right?
Yeah.
To punch his man up. Alpha walks in, Bonny hides her powers. Eric, what's the line from Connie? A wolf must hide its fangs.
Something like that.
Yeah. Meanwhile, over at AK, Vegapunk has completed his head transplant as Dusty is hanging around. Kuma is getting more upgrades. 3 years before the current timeline, 1 year before Luffy sets out. This is where we're at. So we're getting close, Eric.
Okay.
Vegapunk wants Kuma to have some free will right up until the end. So this is what Vegapunk's doing.
So Vegapunk, yeah, Kuma's gonna start losing his feelings, his emotions, but there will be will.
Yeah. Starsea wonders if being a clone is truly human. Vegapunk says of course it is. Stop. This is not a question. Right?
Questions have to be brought up to Vegapunk about the ethics of the clone pacifistas and Seraphim being dominated by someone else's will. But what do you think about that?
Yeah, it's, it's a bit... It's suspect. definitely suspect.
Because Kuma ponders, Christian, at the start of this flashback, if you're born a slave, what's the point of living?
That's right.
One would argue these Seraphim and pacifistas are slaves.
Well, if you're born without a soul, if you're born without a will and you never had a will, were you ever alive?
Right, but Vegapunk says to Stussy, "You're a human being." She's a clone. All the pacifistas are clones, but their minds are controlled. So you know.
Will they again? Are they born with minds? Are they born with consciousness? Many questions, Eric.
Well, you'd assume that they are because not Bonnie, Boa Hancock's still got the Luffy thing. So
Yeah, but the Seraphim, yes. The Pacifista is questionable at best.
okay.
Yeah. So Bonnie turns 9. She gets a giant pizza, Eric. Loves that pizza. Who doesn't love that pizza?
Everyone loves pizza. Who doesn't love pizza?
Good question, alright? Bonnie is upset that Kuma isn't writing letters. Kuma keeps on appearing out of nowhere to save the revolutionaries, Eric. Dragon's got no idea what's going on here. Kuma didn't tell her anything about Bonnie, nothing about his situation. He's keeping it quiet.
Maybe he's taking Dragon's advice, Christian.
Yeah. Just keeping it quiet, keeping it low key. Alright? Bonnie is now cured.
I mean, kind of even more reasons for Dragon to head to Egghead to get answers about Kuruma, but that man ain't turning up.
No. Bonnie is now cured, and Alpha isn't letting Bonnie go. Connie starts cooking up a plan, Eric. She has got the fisherman to make Bonnie a ship, and is ready to take her out to see Kuma. Her crew is full of tough fishermen who fight off pirates to keep their catches, Eric. He's a rough man. He's a hard man, Eric. Hard-boiled
man. Do you
man.
think some of these guys are what Kuma saved, or the fisherman specifically? There was a fisherman there, so perhaps.
Yeah. Bonnie then transforms into Connie and sneaks out. She feels the sun on her skin for the first time in a long time, Eric. The sun. The symbolism. Of course, we understand this.
Right.
Right? Alpha chases after her. Bonnie remembers Kuma's words, Eric. Kuma told her what he knows about Nika. He has a body like rubber and can fight how he wants. Bonnie then uses distorted future, Nika-like future, and punches Alpha with a muscle-like fist as a supernova set out on their adventures. And that's the end of the chapter, Eric.
Busted kid.
Now, people say Gear 3. It's not Gear 3. It doesn't have a drawback. It's the muscle from...
Do you think her arm is stretched in any way?
It's enlarged.
It's distorted.
It is stretched. It is definitely stretched in some way.
Is it rubber, though?
Is it rubber? It's a good question. We kind of can't tell that.
Right.
But Child Bonnie knocks out a CP8 agent.
Just a little tidbit on Kuma. He knows Luffy's rubber, or knows Nika's rubber. So the Buccaneer know the law.
Yeah.
This brings up questions about Whitebeard. Is he a Buccaneer? Does he know the law?
Yeah.
The big question is, did Kuma put it together? You have to
assume so. You got to assume so at some point. But Eric, we're buried the lead here because Bonnie's busted. Can we acknowledge that?
The distorted future is potential for stupidity.
Eric, she could access any timeline.
Theoretically, sure.
This is what this fruit is telling me. Distorted future. What if I was Kuma's daughter, biologically? Distorted future. What if I ate the Nika fruit? Insane.
What if I ate the Dordor fruit?
Exactly. What if I ate this fruit? Is it limited to her imagination, limited to her body? Probably. Right? So she's accessing the infinite timeline space and grabbing timelines. But we already kind of knew this, Eric. Because we saw Luffy in the bad timeline.
Right.
Which means, Eric, and of course, people always get mad when I bring this up. There is no set future in One Piece. Evidenced by 1, the power of Future Sight, and 2, Bonnie's power. Because there are infinite possibilities for the future.
Right.
And Bonnie picks one.
Why do people get mad? about that statement.
Because fate, prophecies, all kinds of things, Eric.
Right.
But we see this power that the future is indeed not locked in stone. As we see with Future Sight, as what Capone says, you may see the future, but everyone has the ability to change it.
Yeah,
right.
it's an interesting thing with Bonnie's power and what it means for her.
Now, when we come back, will we get a Bonnie Luffy tag team Nika Punch?
Maybe all three, Christian. Kuruma, Bonnie, and Luffy.
The Hands of Liberation.
Sure. I'd rather Kuruma do it. I don't know if Bonnie has the emotional resonance to land that punch.
Yeah, we just basically got Bonnie's flashback wrapped into this, you know?
Sure, but we feel like Kuruma's got the stronger emotional power to get that hit.
Sure.
It's gonna be Luffy though, because this is One Piece. Luffy's the main character. Zoro fans gotta remember that, Christian.
Of
Just
course.
throwing that out there.
Of course. But Eric, I see people downplay this chapter.
They want to cut back. They want that hit. I said on Braga's stream, we might need one more villainous act from Jay to gain the momentum back.
We'll get one.
Because we kind of lost momentum the last couple of weeks.
I mean, there's going to be some consequences for Bonnie going missing, right?
Yeah, maybe he erases Kuruma's thoughts there and there, or something weird or whatever.
Yeah. So one more chapter next week.
Do we see Vegapunk take the memories out of Kuruma next week? Is that where we're going? Is that it?
Yeah, if Oda wants to show us the
you'd
imagine other moments through his eyes, maybe.
You'd imagine Jay would be like, eliminate his memory now, or erase him now, and then but he's still kind of conscious in Thriller Bark, so
yeah,
maybe not. There has to be a final act of, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe Oda thinks is enough a couple of chapters ago.
No, we'll get one more from Saturn. Saturn will make it. Saturn will do something.
I'm not sure what the punishment's
egregious. He'll do something egregious. We can count on that. But what do you rate this chapter, Eric?
I'm gonna give this a 7 out of 10 chapter. Solid chapter. Disappointed by the answers about Luffy.
Eric, it was a bait. It was a bait cliffhanger. We all know that.
Big bait.
It was a bait. Big bait cliffhanger. There's nothing here. It's just a dragon characterization, which is okay. But big bait ending.
I feel like... is this chapter necessary? Is this flashback chapter necessary, do you think?
Well, I think Oda's like, I might as well wrap Bonnie's backstory in with Kuruma's.
What are we doing with Bonnie after this flashback, by the way? Like, what are we doing?
I think she travels with the Shore Rats. Where else is she gonna go?
We're going to Elbaf with Bonnie.
Yeah. What else is she gonna do?
Right. Her plot's kind of done because I guess Kuruma either dies or gets
What was the end of her plot?
Unless she just joins the Res with Kuruma, that'd make sense. You'd assume.
That would make sense, but I feel like we didn't really get a lot of Bonnie in Egghead. Sure, we're getting her backstory now, but
Kuruma could die and then she becomes the commander of whatever, the Grand Line or whatever the fuck it was.
No. Well, she's gonna instantly join and then become the commander.
Yeah, but does she even know Kuruma was a part of the Rev?
Well, she's seen the memories now, so yeah.
Yeah, she knows everything. So, but she might feel something towards Dragon and Ivankov.
Yeah, but unless Dragon shows up,
maybe,
how does she join,
Yeah, maybe she wants to be like Nico.
Well, she has to escape with Luffy, right?
I imagine her dream is to be like Nico, like her father. That's probably what's going to happen. She definitely has one of the most detailed stories of any supernova.
Way more the Kid.
Drake, Hawkins, Kid.
It probably goes Law's backstory than Bonnie's, I guess. In terms of
detail,
not main characters.
So Oda's probably got plans for Bonnie in the future to do some stuff, which would be interesting. Do we get Shanks Luffy, Christian, at any point? The 40-year-old version of the 40-year-old version of Luffy that looks like Shanks and Garp, Christian, muscle Garp.
I think Oda wants to save that for later. Alrighty, that's a big payoff with Pyro King Luffy. At the end of the last fucking chapter, he gets Jordan hype. All time top one.
It's an interesting chapter mechanically. How do you feel about the letters and the messaging, and do you feel for Bonnie here, or is it just kind of like?
Yeah, well, it's still like show us why Bonnie cares, basically,
Right.
and show us that Bonnie has a will of her own and dreams of her own. You know, that's what it's supposed to show us. Like Bonnie, like Oda wouldn't draw Bonnie as Nika if he didn't feel
She's got will.
like she's got more story.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't see this arc lasting too much longer. Do you really think Oda's going to do a drawn out battle with the Navy here, or? I don't know if I can, cause I don't know if I can see it.
No, unless like as I was saying, like as we escape, Cross Guild pulls up.
Well, Blackbeard's here, supposedly.
I know maybe two members of the Blackbeard Pirates are here, but that's not a lot. And we think they're gonna steal York, right?
Well, they lost towards the next day at Egghead, don't they?
No, they arrived the night before the skip, so they were there that night.
So they captured York over the night.
So no, Luffy beat York over the night.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and then we're in the morning right now.
Where the event happens, and then they sail off. Okay.
So Blackbeard Pirates pulled up that night.
So
So
it's still there, I guess.
they're still there somewhere. But yeah. Yeah, like maybe Cross Guild pulls up and then they have to retreat because they've lost their admiral, they've
Alright.
lost their
So what's
Gorosei,
happening
so-
with Kuruma? What do you think?
Uma turns up, he nukes Saturn, probably dies, I can see it happening.
His memory
Like,
bubble goes into S Bear. Is that
Eric,
what's
fucking,
going on?
how many times do I have to tell you Bonnie has Kuma's memories?
Cap.
It's not Cap. We saw it on
Cap.
screen.
Also, I don't really understand how the memory bubble works because the pain bubble goes back to people. So what's going
Yeah,
on? What's going on with this memory bubble?
So,
Does it-
you know, Vegapunk locked it in an anti-gravity room or some bullshit.
Okay, sealed it away.
Yeah. So Bonnie has absorbed these memories.
So
Kuma,
so you're saying Kuma's dead?
Kuma's dead. Kuma lives on within Bonnie.
I kind of want to see Kuma resurrected, but
I think he's dead. He'll turn up. He'll do. Eric, what if he turns up and he starts doing the naked dance and resurrects Luffy?
he's just
What about that?
he's just like gonna be like this weird soulless Terminator guy that's like silent. Is that what's gonna
Yeah.
happen?
And he's gonna start doing the naked dance and he's gonna be like malfunctioning and shit. And everyone's gonna be crying and then Luffy's
And
gonna
then
get
tears
up.
coming out of one eye out of Kuruma.
Yeah. And then fucking Luffy gets up because he's got the energy of the Nika and he fucking one shots fucking Saturn with a Star Gatling or some bullshit.
The Moda Christian.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're looking forward to the end of this. We kind of want to. I don't know. What do you think happens next week? Is it just like wrapping it up?
We're wrapping it up. We're doing everything, and then we might get a final
Ominous
You know,
Kuruma arriving. panel.
ominous back to reality panel, and then that's
Where
it for the
Kuruma
year.
standing over Jay ominously with one eye.
Derek,
open.
we do get a page at Job Festa.
Right, a secret secret page.
Will it be Kuma showing up?
That's kind of a really big
Eric,
spoiler.
Eric, they spoiled Luffy one-shotting.
Oh, sorta. It
Doriki.
was one move. It wasn't the full thing. It was the Dawn Whip. But
It was a Dawn Rocket.
yeah, whatever it was. I don't think they're gonna. That'd be crazy to just give away the final page of the chapter.
Alright, well, we'll see what happens, Eric. But Eric, let's move on.
How strong is
How
Shanks?
strong is Shanks?
Imagine we should cook something up. Something relevant. How strong is Shanks?
Eric, every week. And this is a dark time. The Mihawk fans are out saying absolute insanity.
They have powerful men on their side.
They have powerful Twitter men, Eric. They don't have actual YouTubers or people with clout. They got Twitter men.
In the pocket
And
of
Twitter men,
In the pocket of Big Zoro.
Fucking Big Zoro. Eric, the Twitter men, you know, they have very low clout. So we're not gonna poison the minds of very many people here.
Right.
Alright? Everyone knows they're insane. But every week we bring it up. And, you know, I'm sick and tired of bringing it up, Eric. Because everyone's just laughing at these Mihawk fans now. With their insane logic. And they're not making any sense.
Right.
Alright? But Eric, of course, Shanks is the strongest. Shanks is like, okay, every week bring 100% factual information, Eric. Still people out there thinking Kaido's the strongest.
Who?
Eric, quick sidebar for you. Top 30 next week. Alright, we're doing our top 30s.
Yes.
Now, I've been seeing a lot of top 30s without Kaido and Big Mom. What is that? What is that ruling on this?
They're alive. Let's not maybe.
They're alive, include them.
Yep.
Alright, Kaido and Big Mom on the list. Don't say they're dead, we know they're not.
You're not allowed to say all the Gorosei on one panel. On one slot.
If you go to list of Gorosei, list them all. Alright?
Or the Holy Knights. Say garlic. Don't say all Holy Knights.
No. You can't do that bullshit,
You gotta have factions on the list.
But Eric, Shanks' story says go key, Eric. People still think Kaido's top 1. I doubt that's gonna be a thing this year.
It'll be Mihawk majority.
No, it'll be Shanks majority. Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
On the Brago stream.
Yeah.
I guarantee you the majority will be Mihawk.
No, the majority will be Shanks. Don't get sucked in.
It won't be Shanks. It'll be Brago. No one wants to put Shanks, Christian. I guarantee you. This happened last year. You remember? Suddenly, Akira was top 1.
Sakazuki.
Everyone had
Sakazuki
Akira
gets
top
sauce.
1 for no reason. But anyway,
There.
continue.
If people still think Kaido's strong.
How
Eric,
did they-
Blackbeard stocks are the lowest they've ever been. After that Egghead debacle, Dragon stocks, ultra low. Still people out there who say, Mihawk, we don't even trust Mihawk, Eric. What a bum. There's still people out there saying Sakazuki's the strongest.
Sakazuki-kun.
You can't do that.
No.
And there was some more armor, Eric. Still. But Eric, every week we bring 100% factual information to the table. This week's evidence is Shanks is so strong. He doesn't need to ask for a distorted future to be absolutely broken, Eric. He is broken.
He is the future, past, and present.
That's right. Thank you so much, Shanks, to go key.
Topic of the show, Doriki bullshit. Here we are once again talking about Doriki.
Eric, and you see the calculations.
I haven't looked
You
at
see
the
the
doc.
calculations in front of you.
Let me pull the doc up. I'm not going to argue with him because I don't even remember the numbers, but, you know. Was Rob Lucci 4,000? Am I remembering that
Yes,
correctly?
Eric. Rob Lucci's 4,000, Eric. But all you have to know is the Doriki scale, Eric.
Okay.
Common soldier, 10 Doriki. Alright? Fishmen are 10 times stronger than normal humans. That equals 100 Doriki, Eric.
Right.
Khalifa, 630 Doriki, Eric.
Are we
Eric, do you re-
Khalifa is the same as Khalifa or less?
Eric, well, we'll get to that calculation. We're just starting the calculations, alright? You gotta relax on the
Okay.
calculations, alright? Nero, Eric. Do you remember who Nero is?
I do. Frankie Man on the train.
The guy who got kicked out of CP9 for being so too trash.
Right.
Right?
Shout out to,
Frankie-
what is it? Reverse Centaur Frankie? Shout out that.
Frankie mid-diff this man on the train, Eric. I'm gonna say mid-diff because Frankie kind of brought out all his bullshit.
It was kind
alright?
of low diff. He was just kind of... The Nero was just
They
kind
were
of...
both memeing, alright?
Right.
It was a big kind of a meme fight.
As Frankie
had
does. Frankie be memeing.
they both be memeing. Eric,
Right.
it's hard to tell. It's kind of a meme fight.
Right.
Frankie does pull out all his bullshit. So, you have to say that.
Okay.
Eric, Fukuro, 800 Doriki, Eric. Extreme diff for Frankie, Eric. As it was an all or nothing, Eric, it was an all or nothing attack. The loser would have died, whatever, quote unquote died.
How do we feel about...
Extreme diff.
It was only extreme diff because of the cola situation. Is that what was going on?
He got the cola, Eric, he got the cola. And that's part of his fighting style, whatever, alright? For Fukuro, Fukuro took him out to ocean. Frankie had to do a desperate attack. All or nothing move. Extreme diff. Alright?
Right.
Therefore, 800, we have Fukuro. Therefore, Frankie also equals 800 because of the extreme diff, Eric.
Okay.
Khalifa, CP9 member, well, real CP9 member, we have to give her 630
Now, of course,
Doriki.
if people remember, CP9 is the assassination squad.
Yes. But Eric, Khalifa has a Doriki of 630, as I've said. So we can estimate Nero's Doriki is less than hers, around 500 to 600 Doriki. Right?
Okay. Sure.
Since Alpha is CP8, you would assume she is somewhere close to Nero, 400 to 500 Doriki. Am I making sense here?
Yeah, okay.
Alright? Bonnie low diff Alpha, like Frankie low diffed, or kind of mid diffed,
Nero.
Nero. Therefore, you can say that Child Bonnie on a first year adventure is equal to Frankie.
Okay.
Minimum. This is a one-shot move, Eric.
And he's sloppy
So
Frankie, of course.
Bonnie's minimum Doriki is 800 at 9 years old on her outset. Minimum.
Okay.
Right? Luffy went equal diff with Frankie for a short time, no gears. And he got folded by Luch, as we all remember. So you could say Luffy's minimum Doriki in Water 7 without gears is 800. Right?
Okay.
Therefore, Bonnie and Luffy are equal base stats at the start of their journey. What do you think about that? What do you think about that Doriki calculation?
And Bonnie's stronger than Zoro at this point.
Why not? Alright, what do you think about those calculations of Doriki?
I suppose it kind of makes sense. Sure. Bonnie is what? 9 years old, 10 years old at this point.
I want you to take these. I want you to take these notes and I want you to
9.
post them on Twitter.
Why?
I want you to take these and post them on Twitter.
You post them, I'll retweet them. I'm not posting Doriki stats.
Alright. But Eric, the Doriki calculations are foolproof and solid, alright? So we're saying Luffy, Bonnie equal, the growth rate, insane on Bonnie, top tier all time.
Maybe she's peaked. Maybe she's peaked right now. Who knows, Christian?
Who knows? But I doubt it. Bonnie, at the age of 20, April level.
Sure.
She's 9. Oh, she's 9.
Give it that haki, that training, that experience.
Alright. Let's move on to questions.
As we see, she's kind of already got a tough body. She did get kicked into the laser wall, and she's
That's
not
what I'm
dead.
saying.
Yo, Guinea peak, father peak. Who knows?
That,
That
Garlic blood.
That guinea will is crazy. What are we doing? Questions.
questions, Eric. Well made. Bonnie for Straw Hat. Comments. There's a lot more work to be done for Bonnie for Straw Hat, Eric.
Yeah. I don't really see it at this point.
Eric, from Harvest and Berry. Bonnie might have a bigger ass pulled down fruit than Law now. See, Eric, Harvest and Berry has a very small name, very small mind. It was hinted at early in the arc. He doesn't understand time.
I guess he's just kind of
the
implying
multiverse.
that she can just pull really anything out of her ass in a fight, which is kind of what Law
yeah,
does.
well,
But so I guess so.
From Dan, Eric. What happened to Bonnie's crew? Do you think she's willing to follow Luffy and become part of the crew, or is she still aiming for the One Piece herself?
She kind of spazzed out after Marineford and kind of set sail there. So who knows where this crew
Also,
is.
we don't even know if she wants the One Piece. All we know is she wants to find Kuma.
Yeah, that's her mission, to find her father.
Yeah. From Abhishek D. So when you doing the top 30 next week, Abhishek D, you better have your list ready. You better have it spick and span.
As
I don't wanna see
tradition
any
goes,
nonsense.
Christian will spend 40 minutes on his list.
Yeah. From Dart. How hard is Bill sweating right now that with the bet that Dragon is going to do something this year and he's got one chapter left, Eric?
Who's this guy? Who's got the bet?
Bindle, Eric.
Bindle?
Bindle. Yeah. You're sweating. You got one chapter left and a Jump Festa panel.
One roll of dice.
Yeah. From Abhishek D. Will it make more sense for Dragon to do something in Egghead and try and save Kuma, or will it make more sense if Luffy does the hype, so Kuma can finally rest in peace after seeing Nika? We need. It makes more sense for Luffy, to be honest. Like, Dragon pulling up here would be weird, like, kind of weird now.
I wouldn't mind it. It'd
Yeah.
set Dragon's plot in motion, but I guess we still gotta wait.
Yeah. From Chris D. Bonnie's distorted future power is actually really interesting. I wonder how far Oda's gonna take it. So Bonnie will be at sea for at least 8 months before making it to Sun God Bonny, Eric. Minimum time it will take for Luffy to enter the Grand Line and make his way there. So Kuma should have had a chance to reunite with Bonnie before his final modification. He probably said it's probably like, you see her, we kill you. We kill both of you.
Well, he said he was gonna make her a slave if
Yeah.
if they reneged on the deal.
Yeah.
So, just a quick thought.
Yeah.
How stupid is post Egghead gonna be?
It's gonna be insane, Eric. Will we see Kaido Big Mom? Will we see Blackbeard
Will we see
make his deal?
Will we see Shanks knock out Bardo with Conqueror's Haki?
Yeah. We might. It's gonna be crazy, Eric. From Joe Lokipa. If Blackbeard were to get to Zoro, what would it be? Also, how do you feel about One Piece in the style of Final Fantasy VII games? Like an RPG? Okay, yeah, I guess.
Kind of already happened.
If Blackbeard were to get a Zoro, what would it be? Of course, Eric, the classic Cerberus fruit.
Give him a chicken.
How can we forget the ancient memes of the Cerberus fruit?
Give him a hippo.
Hippo. Disgusting.
Of course, we don't want the Phoenix fruit. No.
No.
Horrific.
We don't want that.
We don't want that. No.
From Megat, when do you guys think the next anime opening will be? It should be one for Egghead. It is Wano one. It's kind of weird.
When the shark thing happens with the Eddie
It would
and
have
stuff.
been already announced though. That the new anime opening, because it's pretty soon.
A few more episodes, maybe.
Yeah. What happened exactly between Wano Act 3 beginning and Blackbeard attacking Boa that got his bounty increased to almost 4 billion?
Kidnapping Kobe, you'd imagine.
I mean, is that worth a bill?
That whole situation, he's been doing shit. His crew's on his crew's on Whole Cake, his crew's over here, over there.
His crew raided Big Mom's territory.
You'd assume they've been doing shit while, stuff's going on.
What do you think about One Punch Man, and is it in your top 5 anime? It's a great anime. Season 1. I haven't seen the other seasons.
Season 1's good.
Yeah. Do you agree that Kaido's end was disappointing, at least in the manga? I don't know about the anime. What else do you want to happen,
Right.
I wanted Wano to explode, but, Why do you say Alkaino and Zabu's name wrong? The anime is completely different.
Okay.
Come on, man. You're going to pull me up and pronouncing Japanese names?
He said Sambioti before.
Sambioti, Eric.
Right.
Are you optimistic or pessimistic about Season 2 of the One Piece live action? More optimistic than Season 1? Let's hope. Our boy,
Anaki.
Anaki can act.
Randy Troy.
Let's hope he can do something. Matt Owen, shout out.
Christian said it was mid.
I did, Eric. I thought it was mid.
Now,
let's see if we can get it to good.
Let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
We know Mihawk's gonna fade into obscurity, Garp, Kobe, all that shit, as the timeline goes on. But Christian, this is a TV show. Otis, they set up the Garp. They set up the Garp plotline. They set up the Mihawk plotline. They can't just let it hang.
I mean, all we have to do is have like 1 or 2 scenes of Kobe training, and that's it. Really? That's all we need.
Will Mihawk be in Alabasta?
No.
He's got to be in the show somehow. They can't just let it hang. He's got to have some kind of plotline.
No, don't let it hang. Fuck it. Get him out of here.
There's no way they won't. They also won't let Garp hang because.
I mean, he'll turn up with the world government and have meetings with Sengoku or some bullshit. Whatever, some political intrigue with Mihawk.
Do you reckon they're gonna start setting up the Reverie a lot earlier than what they did in the manga? Probably.
Oh, it's already set. It's set up in Alabasta.
Right.
Yeah,
that's true.
But anyway, Eric, that's the final question. That's
another episode in the bag. Top 30 next week. Big event. Top 30,
Be ready.
of course. Be ready with your bullshit,
Yeah.
will Christian have Crocodile in the top 30?
I did last year.
Will
I don't
Christian
know why
have,
things are changing.
will Christian have Boa in the top 30? Will Christian have Luffy above Kizaru finally?
We will see.
Will Christian give the credit? Of course, we'll take a couple of lists from the people. Christian will spend an hour on his list explaining every detail.
It's the most factual list.
So,
what do you want from me?
that's how it's going to be. Shanks is the strongest. Shanks is going King Christian.
Good night.
Let me just hit the end.